Hi guys, very warm welcome to vlog 3, Axing Anxiety in 10 with Dr. M from London's Harley Street Pinnacle Practice and working in association with my wonderful colleagues from Book Hub Publishing over in Ireland, Galway. So today we're going to be taking T of BAT. So that's the first T we're going to look at from my 7 steps, B.A.T.S.H.I.T, in how to release anxiety in 7 steps. So the aspect we're going to be taking from T this week is time out. And although that can sound very simple, it's so important because anxiety is often about overwhelm with all too many details coming in at once, and sometimes you just need to take a step back so you can just calm down and reignite the right state that you need to be in. So this is about taking a break, turning it around and changing your state. And there's lots of ways that we can actually do that. So one of the first things I would say to anybody, and this is because it's a really comforting thing, is go make yourself a cup of tea or a very cold glass of water, because it just shocks the body then when you have something really cold. So that can already start changing your state. But if you have something like a cup of tea, that actually is what we call a trigger or an anchor to something that's quite comforting for most people, because that's what we're born to kind of believe as we're actually growing up. So, oh, come on, let's go and have a nice soothing cup of tea. So that always works. Go and sit down and then start to refocus yourself. And one of the main things to do this, to reset yourself, is actually your breathing. So although I've been through this before, it's really important to get into your head and actually practice it all the time. So if you already know how to do this because you've practiced it so many times, for example, when you're getting up in the morning or any time of the day, it just helps to oxygenate your cells. But it's really good to have it so it's almost instigating muscle memory, so you just know how to go into it. So one of the best ways to relax your breathing is something that we call ocean breath, because it basically can sound like the rolling of the ocean. So you taking a deep breath in through your nose, filling your lungs to maximum capacity, and then just exhaling gently out through your mouth as long as you can. And as you can even hear my breath through doing that, as you start to do it on a repeated cycle, you can start to hear it sounds like the rolling of the ocean. So if while you're doing this, you actually start visualizing the rolling of the ocean. So if you just do that gently. So as you're doing that, if you can actually imagine that you can hear that rolling of the ocean, that you visualize yourself somewhere on one of your most favorite beaches or coastlines, and you can just hear that, but you can also smell that sea air and you can taste the salt in your mouth and just enjoy that moment. Maybe you can even hear the seagulls, or you can hear pleasant sounds, or somebody that's actually very calming to you. Maybe you can hear their voice. But really start visualizing, start thinking about all nice, calming and comforting things to you as you're focusing on your breathing there, like the rolling of the ocean. And just recompose yourself, just relaxing gently. And as you're doing that, remember what I've been through before with the peripheral vision. Now, this is great to change your state because you can't access negative emotion during this state because your eye patterns don't access that part of the mind. So it's fantastic for just being able to calm yourself down and get into that nice gentle state. So all you do for that, focus on a spot above eye level, notice everything about that spot, really zone into it, notice everything, the size, the colour, the shape, the purpose that it might be used for, really just zone into it. And whatever you do, keep your eyes focused on that spot above eye level. Now at the same time, you're going to notice what's in your peripheral vision, which is what's at the side of you, 180 degrees. So whilst you're still focused on that spot above eye level, you can start to begin to notice what's at the side of you. And as you're doing that, just keep doing your nice breathing, your ocean breath, thinking about that nice coastline where you can smell the salt, taste the salt of the sea, and maybe you've got the sun beaming down on you as well, and you can just hear comforting, nice, relaxing sounds as you just bring yourself nice, calm, serene, thinking of all nice things, all nice words, and just getting back into that really good state. And when you start to feel that, then just come back down, bring your eyes back down to eye level, and just notice more what's around you, so you're more like back in the room. And then what we're going to do, there's another version of breathing that we can do, which is fantastic for actually energizing yourself. And what you do here, this can sometimes take a bit of practice as well, is actually it's just sniffing through your nose. So up and down constantly, and if you just do that for about 2 minutes, and as you're doing it, just imagine a beam of light radiating throughout you, going around the perimeter of your body, and by the time the light's gone around the perimeter of your body, it will probably be time to stop doing the fire breath, but that can just give you energy. So then once you finish the breathing in and out through your nose, just like you're sniffing, then you do one big exhale, and you can feel positively energized, and it can just take away any negative charge or negative energy there. So doing that, and always visualizing something that you can have to hand, as in a memory where you last felt most calm, comforted and relaxed. And if you go back into that state, and you always use all your senses, so see what you can see, hear what you can hear, really feel the feelings of the last time you felt really relaxed and calm, and just comforted and feeling safe. So if you go back into that state, use all your senses, such as taste and smell as well, and really just enjoy that moment, because what we visualize, if we do it with enough specificity and clarity, then our minds can't actually tell the difference between what's real and what's not real, which basically means our bodies then respond to whatever we're visualizing if it's with enough clarity. So that's why I'm taking you through that process, and that's why it can just help when you're taking 2 minutes out. That's all it takes to just do this. Really simple, really great technique, but it really instantly changes your state, so it's absolutely fantastic for that. And then on top of this, when you have your time out, if you have a little saying that you can say to yourself that easily rolls off the tongue when you're needing that 2 minutes out, so even if you were having an anxiety attack, it can be really useful to have something just to repeat over and over again. A good one for anxiety, which I tell people, is to say, I am safe, calm, and can deal with anything. So you keep repeating that to yourself. I'm safe, I'm calm, I can deal with anything. I'm safe, I'm calm, and I can deal with anything, because that's then what you're feeding into your mind. That's what you're feeding into your whole neurology, your mind and your body, and therefore you will start to respond to what you are saying physically. Another thing also, when you're having 2 minutes out, or if you were having an anxiety attack, is to think of your last funny moment, the last time you actually couldn't stop laughing at something, or something that you can always have in your mind that just trips you as being like funny. So my last funny moment was whatever it was. So that's just a very simple technique, but it's about taking that time out when you do feel anxious at all, because like I said, anxiety is usually triggered from an overwhelm of too many things that are going off in your conscious mind, something I call conscious clutter. So what we need to do then is just take that step back and do the breathing, the visualization, the focusing on something nice, calm and comforting, and repeating to yourself that you are safe, you are calm, and you can deal with anything. Because at the end of the day, whatever's going on in life, we can deal with it. There's always a way forward and something you can do about it to help things. And don't forget that all important water or tea, and just in general, drinking plenty of water will always help you and help to flush out those toxins. So that's T. Next time we'll be talking about S, and I'll choose which aspects we can talk about in vlog 4. So for now, go on and have a good day, and be free.